Hi guys, it's Yasmin here, fresh from my chanting and fresh from the wrong page. How are you all? So today I thought I would talk about the astrology right now, which is making the world so chaotic right now. I've had a few ups and downs this week, including with someone who I never usually have any dramas with whatsoever, which was a bit upsetting. And it's in the stars, kids. It's in the stars. So let's talk about what's been going on. I wish I could share my screen with you, but I actually can't do that on a Facebook Live. But trust me, there is a litany of astrological reasons for what's going on on the planet. And of course, what we've just witnessed overnight in the United States of America, which has been, I think, distressing for everybody, no matter which country you're in, no matter which party you support, I'm sure, although I did have a few arguments on Facebook with people who were, pro the storming of the Capitol and, too bad about the 4 people whose lives were lost. Yeah, Lisa's been agitated. I haven't been sleeping. Once I go to sleep, I'm fine. Can't get to sleep at the moment. And I think there's also solar flares going on, which always seem to affect me, which is really annoying. Luckily, it's not a full moon as well, because I can't sleep when it's a full moon either. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology for right now, and then we're going to talk about the astrology as it's going to play out this year. Okay, so right now what's happening is that on January the 5th, which was 2 days ago, we had the Mercury-Pluto conjunction, which if you get my daily messages, they're on the page every day, they're free of charge. If you get my messages, you see them, you'll know that I was saying that basically Mercury-Pluto is really, really intense. So Mercury is the mind. Okay, but it's also what we say and what we write. So in my case, I had a kind of a misunderstanding with someone who I barely ever have any upsets with whatsoever, ever. And it really escalated really quickly, kind of went nuclear really quickly. And it won't have been like that for everybody, because actually this person is a late born Capricorn and has Pluto on her sun as well. So it's quite an intense time for anyone who's born late in the Capricorn period or late in the Cancerian moonchild period. But yeah, it's really been intense. And of course, what happens in the world is that we all get inflamed, So all those people who were, Odette Vaudrey saying I was on attack mode yesterday. Well, so were all the thousands of, protesters or whatever you want to call them in Washington, D.C. yesterday. They were all on attack mode. And it would be very interesting. I actually didn't look yet, but it would be very interesting to see the what they call the Sibley chart, which is the USA chart. I seem to remember reading something about the Sibley chart was really being provoked, which is the chart for the USA, which again would explain what happened. Yeah, Tina had a meltdown. Well, so did all the people who went to Washington, and the woman who got shot, she was a pro-Trump protester. She went there to fight, for whatever it is that she believed in. And, she ended up dying as a result of this. In fact, I think 4 people died, although the other 3 people, they were called medical emergencies. So I don't know if that means they had asthma attacks or heart attacks or whatever. But basically, the world isn't going to stay in a big mess forever, and that's past now. So we all need to breathe out, we all need to breathe out. I will say I learned a really important lesson this week from my upset, which was that, I'm a very, I would say, impetuous person. But, for once I held off and I thought things through before I did anything, too drastic. And I thought things through and I actually made myself see the other person's point of view. And that's one of the best things we could all do right now, is to see the other person's point of view, and that's regarding whether you're talking about the situation in Washington or you're talking about your own life, whatever's going on, try and look at the other person's point of view. And I mean, that's basically our opportunity. The other thing that's been happening, which I've seen a lot of astrologers pointing to, I'm not sure how important it is, but there was Mars, the planet of anger, has actually just changed signs. And I suppose it is a big thing, actually, because when a planet changes signs is when you feel it the most. And actually, I'm pretty sure if you read my horoscopes today, they're about where Mars is now, which is in Taurus, and what that means for you, which is another day. Really read your rising sign, don't read your sun sign only. And so Mars is the planet of anger and the planet of fighting, and Aries is a fire sign and very incendiary. So, you know, people are pointing to the fact that the departure of Mars, angry Mars, from fired up Aries, you know, also didn't help with, on top of the Mercury-Pluto conjunction, to just bring that, you know, bonfire of the insanities that we saw in Washington yesterday, as I saw someone call it on TV. And now Mars is in Taurus, and, you know, just again, to refer it back to DC, you know, if you think of the protesters and the photos of the protesters, I think there's one image that stands out. And what is it? For me, anyway, it is really the image of yesterday. I mean, apart from the one with them all having their guns at someone, which is terrifying, the protester who was dressed up like a cow, basically. You know, the guy who he looked like Jamiroquai. He had horns and a fur cap, and, you know, he was fighting and he was angry. And, you know, Mars, anger, and where has Mars gone? Taurus, the sign of the cow, the bull. You know, like, it was quite unusual, well, it's not unusual, it happens all the time. It was very powerful imagery, I think, of Mars in Taurus. Hopefully I'm not going to run out of battery. I've just plugged my phone in, it's telling me it's running out of battery. So there you go. Now, as for the outlook, I'll go into this, I think, a bit more tomorrow, because I've talked already for a long time. But, you know, I've been saying it for months and been praying that it wasn't going to be like this, but it is going to be like this, obviously. It's going to be people protesting and getting angry and refusing to, stay home, you know, refusing to wear masks, refusing to socially distance, refusing not to have parties, refusing to do all the things that the health authorities are asking us to do. And as I say every time, if there's anyone out there who's watching who believes the whole thing is a hoax, I hope you're right. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you're right. But, you know, I've been telling you for months, if you've been watching these, you know, either we shape up or we've got another year of lockdowns around the world. And, you know, even in Australia, where they were getting a certain amount of freedom now that they're in summer, you know, they can only have small, very, very small gatherings of 5 in Sydney. The northern beaches of Sydney were or are completely locked down. Yeah, so we all have to just, you know, make our choices and live with them at this point. But maybe a bit more about that tomorrow, and also about the eclipses next year and what that's likely to mean for good old Donald Trump. So there you go. Yeah, someone's saying that their best friend, boyfriend and sister, I think it is, had COVID. And I'm pretty sure I had COVID, as you all know. And I'm actually getting tested today. I'm getting an antibodies test. I was too sick to get a test at the time. I didn't have exactly the right symptoms, which they've now changed the symptoms. So I could probably get a test if it was today. But that 4-week period when I kept coming onto Facebook going, I'm better, and then disappearing for 3 days because I was sick again, I'm going to get tested today. So I'm now going to draw a card for you. So if you have a question, this is the moment to ask it out loud, in your head, in the comments, whatever suits you. Let's get a bit of guidance from the universe. What is your question about, or do you just want general guidance? I'm going to go, well, let's see what we've got. Interesting. Hold your vision. Hold your vision. Interesting. That's actually a very encouraging card. I was asking for life guidance, and I'm happy with that card. I'm so sorry. I can see someone there saying they've lost someone. Yeah, I mean, it's just a nightmare. I have a friend who was in hospital with COVID-19 last week, and you know, we obviously knew it was quite bad because the hospitals are so full, they don't take you to hospital unless you're really sick. But she wrote to us all today on WhatsApp, a group we have, and said she basically couldn't breathe when they took her to hospital. And this is not a girl who exaggerates. She's like so down to earth. All right, so here are, okay, so Lee's, will the obstacles about the house go away? Someone said career, someone said, should I work with a life coach? I asked for general guidance. So this is all saying yes, yes, yes. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Hold your vision. In other words, whatever your vision is for yourself, go for it. So there are two main possibilities with their card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. Okay, so, you know, in terms of do I sell the house or what, stand firm, but don't be stubborn, okay? So there's a difference between standing firm and being stubborn. So you need to work out the difference there. Stand firm, but don't be stubborn, okay? Okay, so say the word, okay, so Lindy or Lindy Ann says, should I move on? Okay, say the word, this is what it says in here, okay? I'm not making it up. Say the word yes and see how it feels. Okay? I wrote that, but I actually think that's quite good. I don't know where I got that from. You know, like, should I move on? And then you say yes. And does that feel right or does that feel wrong? You know? Staying power, faith, or patience is needed. Someone needs to back down. Avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. So there you go. All right, so that's it from me. I'm writing my new cards this week and next week and the week after and the week after and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that and the week after that, blah, 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 for about, I don't know, 8 weeks, which is fun. Okay, Anne-Marie Bell, how can I attract clients, please? You need to hold your vision, okay? Hold your vision as yourself, as having clients, and you need to do some digital marketing. You need people let you know. You need to let people know you're there. You know, you need to just Google digital marketing. All right, lots and lots and lots of love. I see you tomorrow. Oh, Hayley, the cards are coming out. I think in I don't know, like second half of the year, September, October. Lots of love.